So I just put together this little video just to give you some tips and tricks on how to create bigger eyes. So if you're interested, then just please keep on watching. I'm gonna get started with priming my lids, and I'll be using the Smashbox 24-hour photo finish primer, and you only need a really small amount. I do this because I have really oily lids, and this is the only way that the shadow can stay put. At least for me, this is the only way I have found that my shadow stays put. Now, this next step is not necessary, but I like to do this because I just like to neutralize. I tend to get a little bit red around the corner of my eyes, so this just helps neutralize the pink and then also cover up any veins that you might have on your eyes. And it also helps to make whatever shadow you apply become a little more vibrant. But like with any cream product, you do want to set it with a powder after. I've done it where I didn't set it, and sometimes you go in with a shadow, wherever you placed your brush, it leaves this like dense mark, and then it kind of is, then it's a little harder to blend it out. I also like to bring it tiny bit under the lower lash line. By the way, I've already done and finished my whole face and my eyebrows. The only thing that's left is my eyes and my lipstick. I have slight hooded eyes, so that means that I don't have enough space like a lot of people do. So my goal when I'm doing any eye look is that I try to figure out a way to make my eyes pop. I create the illusion that I have bigger eyes. I create more lid space. I'm gonna go in with a light shade, and I'm using the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye. It's really keeping it simple. It's just a neutral palette, so any neutral palette will do. I'm going in with a light shade just to set that cream. What you're trying to do, or what you're trying to achieve, it's kind of the same concept as when you're trying to contour your face. The whole idea is to try to create more space and bigger eyes. I'm going to start with a fluffy brush. This one's from MUFE. Just looks like this. I'm just going to apply a transition color. This would go the entire crease area, and it doesn't have to be nice. It just has to be blended out, so that when you start going in with your darker colors, it all blends out smoothly and there's no harsh lines. So really, I'm just going in with this. I'm also going to, because one of my tips is to apply or to highlight your brow bone. That right there will give you an instant eye lift to your look. So I'm applying it very generously, because you're still gonna be working in that area, so a lot of it's gonna come off and blend out anyway. So, and I'm actually gonna leave this eye blank just so we can do a comparison at the end. So I find that the easiest way to begin is I'm gonna go in with the short shader brush, which just looks like this. It's just really short and stubby, and I'm just gonna go in with a light shade. I'll go in with this light brown right here. And I'm not saying the names because they're kind of hard, so I will list them below. So keeping my eye open, I just want to go slightly above that crease. Keeping my eye open gives me an idea of where I want to create my new crease and depth. I'm just going to go in very, very lightly, making sure that on the outer corner it's more concentrated, and then just bringing it in just a tad bit just to blend it all out. And then I'm just going to go back in with the fluffy brush just to smooth it out. So I kind of drew a base on it. Now I'm just going to go in with a little smaller, fluffier brush. I'm going to deepen that a little bit, so I'm going to go with the second shade right next to it. Just a little bit. Making sure and concentrating that color on the outer corner. The idea, or my goal, is to create the new depth, but I also leave the inner part open, because then I go in with lighter shades and it all comes together at the end. But yeah, it just darkening the outside and then lightening the inner of the eye opens up your eye completely. Now again, going in with that transition color and my fluffy brush and just going over it, making sure everything is blended out. When I close my eye, technically where I have created my new crease is technically what would be my crease if my eye wasn't hooded. Now I'm just gonna bring that darker brown tad bit, and just gonna kind of close off that inner corner. Bring it more towards the lid, but just keeping it right in that corner. And then just going little circular motions. I definitely the darker colors create the effect. Just like I said, think of it as contouring. You're creating depth in your eye that you might not have, and that's what we're trying to do. Okay, so for now, just gonna go back with the fluffy brush and blend it all out. I'm liking where it's at. You get it to the deepness that you want it, and if you're happy with it, then you move on. You can always deepen it up, apply more color in the outer. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with it's a flat shader brush. I'm gonna go in with, I'm keeping it in this area, so I'm gonna go with that light shade, dusting off the excess. Now this is gonna go all over my lid, all over the inner corner. Just gonna cover the entire lid, making sure I get the inner part, because again, this is going to be what gives you the effect that you have open, wide, big eyes. You could also bring it to the inner corner, and you can even bring it to the inner lower bottom lash line, just to keep it open from the inside of the eye. Now this is also, you can replace it, instead of using a matte, you could replace it with shimmer. That's something I do recommend, that you avoid any shimmer on your lid, because what shimmer does is it's like the concept of highlighter. It focuses more on the hooded eye rather than creating that shadow that you want to the effect to be. It would do the opposite of what you were trying to achieve. You still want something that pops. You know, you can replace that matte shade for glitter, which I'm actually going to do. I'm actually going to use the Lorac Pro Metal. I'm going to use Quartz. Just going in with the little, it looks like a little mini shader brush. I'm sure it's like an eyeliner. And just highlighting the inner corner. And I'm also bringing it to the inner part of the lower lash line. Again, I'm going to, just because, I'm going to go in with a tad bit of the black in the palette, just like that's it. And I think that was even too much. And just deepen the outer corner just a tad bit. And then again, going in with my fluffy brush, making sure it's all blended out. Blending in that lighter shade with the rest. Okay. We definitely don't want to neglect the lower lash line. I'm going to go in with a flat eyeliner brush and take that black, just a little tiny bit. Press it in right against your lashes. Now, the important thing is that you want to keep it just in that outer corner. Don't bring it in too far in, you know, maybe the outer third. That's really important, especially because what we're trying to create is the illusion of bigger eyes. If you bring it all the way in, that closes your eye. So you want to keep it dark on the outside and light again in the inside. Now, using the lighter brown that we first used, putting it on a pencil brush, I'm just going to blend that black so it doesn't look so harsh. And again, just keeping it intense in that outer part, making sure it all blends. And then I'm gonna also bring in some of that transition color. Basically just go through the outer edges, make sure that it's still all blended out nicely. We just don't want it to look like any harsh lines. All blend smoothly. So another tip that's gonna help make your eyes look bigger, I use this Rimmel Scandalized waterproof Kohl pencil in the shade Nude. It looks like that. And I'll just add that to my waterline and bring it in all the way into your inner waterline. This is really gonna make a difference and create the illusion you have bigger, brighter, wide awake eyes. So at this point, you could go in with a lash curler. Yeah, that's what it is. Because that is definitely one way to create the illusion you have bigger eyes, by curling and opening up your eyes. I just don't use lash curlers. I don't feel that I have the need to curl my lashes anyways, because I feel that my mascara does a pretty good job at curling and my lashes and keeping the curl. Basically, that's what I'm gonna do. So when I come back, we'll do the comparisons. Okay, so this is one eye, this is the other. So this is the finished look. Please don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.